Hello, it's Adam Wins here, and I want to talk to you about the Globus Wealth derivative bond contract. Okay, what it is, it's a vested interest bond contract. So we have one entity which is called Globus Wealth. That's who you're buying the contracts from. Globus Wealth is then buying a bond to guarantee these contracts from Globus Financial. Globus Financial is then has a broker account. They're investing that money and it's being managed to produce a particular results to pay those bonds. So that is what the contracts you're actually holding is backed by those bonds and backed by that performance. And that's the performance that we've seen of Wall Street winning over time. So what we're doing is we're giving 12.5% in the Globus derivative bond contract. Based on $1 million, it's $125,000 a year. So basically what we're doing is we have 20 contracts. The first contract is here, which is a Dbc 1. That's a derivative bond contract number 1. That's for $1 million, okay? Now, in year 2, we're gonna be giving, at the end of year 1, $125,000, that's 12.5% interest on that actual derivative bond contract. And that grows over time, and over the course of 20 years, that contract is worth $1.1 million, okay? Now, here's the beauty of how this all works, is that in year 5, let's say you want to sell just Dbc 1 in year 5. You can go to our book and put in a bid ask, and you can say, okay, in year 5 it's worth $200,000. You got it for nothing. That's your gains. It's worth 125 in year 1. It's worth 200 in year 5. Now let's say you want to sell it for the 9-year price. Okay, so you say, I want to sell this for $321. You make an extra $121,000 on the deal, and they're buying it based on the $1.1 million value, because that's the 20-year value. That's the beauty and the benefit of what we do, that everything we do is completely predictable. These numbers here are, we don't make a fee unless we make you these numbers. So we're going to be pretty damn sure that we get you really, really good on these numbers. And these numbers make you mathematically certain what these contracts are valued at every single year. And that value grows over time, it compounds, and you're over $10 million at the end when you combine your $1 million up here with $9 million in the contract value when you add it all up. So that's the beauty of all this. And you can get out early. So basically in year 4, you're at a break even. So you got in with $1 million. You can get out in year 4 and you got your $1 million back. You didn't lose anything, you didn't gain anything. You're at a 0 NAV, okay? Already, so the first 3 years, if you're a traditional financial guy, the first 3 years have a negative NAV. You have to wait that time for us to use your money to be able to guarantee these returns. So it's the first 3 years or you're gonna take a hit. After year 3, you get out at the $1 million you got in year 4. At the end of year 5, you've already made $300,000 on your million. At the end of year 9, at the end of year 7, you've doubled your million. So your $1 million has turned into almost $2 million. At the end of year 11, you're at $3.4 million at the end of year 11. When you get to year 15, you're at $5.8 million. So that $1 million turned into $5.8 million. And then when you get to year 18, it's $8.2 million. And then at year 19, $9.3 million. And in year 20, $10.54 million with your original million, okay? Now, we can let that go on for another 20 years. And that's where the math gets really interesting, because a lot of people don't really ever sit down and do the math on compounding and how it works. Well, thankfully we have Ron Grinke, who's a mathematician, has done that all for us. So now you can take advantage of mathematical certainty of what your financial future, what your net worth is gonna look like. So like me, I know exactly how much I'm worth on this day 20 years from now, because I've invested here and I know exactly what I am here. That's the beauty of this. That is what you can understand. And everything is backed up by this bond. And this bond actually has an API. So there's a reserve account. There's all this Dbc money going on to back up everything is there. So it's all verified from the original broker account, so you can see, is this money really backed up? Is it really there? Absolutely. There's transparency there. Each one of these contracts is published in the blockchain. Okay, that's what the blockchain was designed for, was for transparency. So you can see exactly how many contracts are out there, and then we can go back into the vault and see exactly what those contracts are worth and how they're backed up with the exact stocks and companies that we're invested in. Okay, so the exact stocks and companies and everything that we're invested in, you get to see how that's all backed up perfectly transparently. So that's the beauty of this whole process. It is all completely turnkey. All you really need to do is buy the one contract up here, $1 million, wait your 4 years, you're happy, you're broke even, $300,000 profit in the 5th year, okay? 300,000, 500,000, 800,000, and then you've doubled your money at the end of year 7. So it doesn't get better than that. It's predictable, it's mathematical, it's certain. So make sure you buy yourself a derivative bond contract. Talk to me, talk to my team. We'll get you started right away.